Have you ever wondered if it's okay to focus a lot on yourself as a Christian? And how much focus on self is okay? Well, today I'm going to be answering some of these questions per what God taught me. Hey, my name is Busy. I'm a Christ follower, an abesha, a wife, a mom, a Sunday school teacher, and a teen mentor. And my video channel is about things that God has taught me about how to live a fruitful Christian life. I hope you'll join me in the journey to become a better, more successful Christian. Please do become my YouTube family by subscribing to this YouTube channel and liking and sharing my videos. It's a cold Friday morning here, and I'm halfway done with my coffee already. Before I share what I have for you today, I invite you to grab a cup of coffee, tea, or your favorite beverage. If it's hot where you are, grab something cold to drink and sit back and enjoy the video. My message today is called Turn Your Life Off Selfie Mode. The selfie. We take so many of those these days. Well, I think most of us do, right? We take selfies of ourselves, dressed up, selfies of ourselves, visiting some fancy restaurant. We also take selfies of ourselves with our friends, family members, or sometimes a celebrity. We also take selfies of ourselves doing various activities too. You'll notice that the focus in each of these is self, right? That's why it's called selfie. I'm going to start off by reading the definition, the dictionary definition of a selfie. So a selfie is a photograph one takes of oneself, typically one taken with a smartphone or webcam and shared via social media. The social media obsession is getting a little overboard and crazy. We're so hooked on social media nowadays that we spend hours and hours either passively scrolling and looking at what other people have posted, or actively posting things about ourselves or sharing things that other people have posted. Now, I'm not saying that social media is a bad thing, of course. It's a cool thing to spend your time doing if you have nothing better to do. It's a nice way to connect with people that you otherwise wouldn't be able to talk to or spend time with. And of course, we share a lot of important information via social media. So this video is definitely not against the use of social media, but what I want to talk about today is when we do use social media, or when we do use our phones or other types of media, and we're taking pictures, which are called selfies of ourselves, constantly, and we're practicing poses, we're practicing looks and the way we smile and which profile looks best, which side looks best, and so on and so forth. And also taking hundreds or thousands of selfies just to post one perfect selfie. Or we take that one almost perfect selfie and use some kind of photoshopping app to make it look like the perfect selfie to post on social media. I'm talking about how it's become so okay to be obsessed about self. And I want to compare it to what the Bible tells us about this kind of focus on self. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verses 1 to 2 says, "But mark this." It's kind of like, "Hey, be aware of this. There will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves." Now, when we read this verse, maybe we've read it at Sunday school or Bible study if you're a Christian, right? And we think that people will be lovers of themselves in terms of loving money, loving possessions, being selfish. But I think being obsessed with yourself is also loving yourself, or as it says here, being a lover of yourself. Jesus also had something to say about it. Mark 8, that's chapter 8, verses 34 to 35 say, "Then he called the crowd to him along with his disciples and said, 'Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and the gospel will save it.'" And y'all, this is not just quoted once. We also find that Jesus says the same thing in the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 24. So if we want to be like Jesus, or if we want to follow him correctly, he said that we have to deny our self. That seems to be totally against what most of us are doing today. We live in a world and culture that tells us it's okay to focus on self. But if you really want to follow Jesus, if you love him and want to be like him, if you want to be his disciple, the first precondition is to deny yourself. But how? I asked first. And this is what the Lord taught me. The first thing you have to do is take your life off selfie mode. Your whole life. Do a health check, like a quick check on your life, and see how much you focus on yourself and take that away. Take it off selfie mode. If you spend a couple of hours a day just looking at yourself in the mirror, posing, taking selfies, and all that, if you're always so obsessed about your makeup, I'm not against makeup. I love makeup. I wish I could put it on better. And I admire these people on social media who teach how to apply makeup and who do it so well. But if we're spending hours applying makeup and then hours doing our skincare or hours at the gym excessively, unnecessarily, then it's time to take our lives off selfie mode. If we're obsessed about anything about ourselves, that it seems to overwhelm us or take over our lives, then that's when we have to take our life off selfie mode. It takes effort. It's not going to be easy. But since Jesus said that's the first thing we need to do to follow him, he'll give us grace. He'll help us out. So it is doable. It's not going to be something that you're going to achieve perfectly in a week or even in a month. But trust me, the more you start catching yourself, being obsessed about yourself, spending too much time on yourself, then just pause and say, nah, I'm going to take my life off selfie mode. I'm not going to be too obsessed about this thing. I'm not going to be so obsessed about myself. When we focus less on ourselves, you'll be surprised at the amount of time and energy with joy that we have left over. I'm going to end it with this. Hey, denying yourself involves quite a little bit more than taking the focus off yourself, but it's the biggest start, especially in these times. I challenge you today to stop thinking about or obsessing about or doing things just for yourself and take your life off selfie mode. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my videos, please don't forget to like and share. If you're new to my YouTube channel, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to it. Be blessed.